building, that know this crowd, to step up in those big moments, and that's exactly what Alex Thacker did. And as you mentioned, even the rookies, Tapia Ruiz coming up with a big goal early to spark the Golden Bears. So I thought overall, maybe it started a little bit slow for the team. You got new line mates, it's a new season, you're just getting used to game speed and all that. They dominated the second period, but then they let their foot off the gas in the third and let the Spartans back in the game, leaving it up to Thacker in the third with the minute left. So I'm assuming if you're the Golden Bears, you're going to want to put the foot to the pedal early in this one and keep it there, because those Spartans don't go away.
You said it, new season, new team, and tonight a new goalie for Ian Herbers and the University of Alberta Golden Bears as Drew Sim will make his Golden Bears debut. What can you tell us about Drew Sim?
Drew Sim, as you mentioned, this is his first year with the Golden Bears, but not new to college hockey. Played with Concordia last season in the ACAC, couple years in the WHL, 2 with the Giants, 2 with the Regina Pats, which means he's been taking shots from Connor Bedard, hanging around with them in practice and off ice and whatnot. So he's seen some skilled players shoot on him, and apparently he had some pretty good numbers in the preseason. The Ian Herbers and the Golden Bears pretty high on him, so I'm interested to see what's happening tonight with Kruger out.
Yeah, like you kind of said, his numbers in the past, even last year in the ACAC, not exactly, eye-popping, but again, this organization really, really high on him. Your starting lineup for this one, that is Leon Summer. He will once again get the start for the Trinity Western Spartans. On the blue line, it's Edward Ruck and Samuel May. Up front, Christian Lowe, who found the back of the net last night, will have some new line mates as Connor Farron and Artem Hrabovetsky will be on his wing. On the other side, as Drew Sim takes to the ice here at Clare Drake Arena, the starting lineup for the Golden Bears. Dawson Davidson with the C on his chest, picked up an assist, actually picked up a couple of assists last night in the victory. Aiden Yakimchuk, big number 27, the St. Albert product, on his deep airing. Up front, Tyson Laventure and Adam Hall will flank the wings. Sam Popowich down the middle. Held pointless last night, but looking to pick up his first of the year this evening. The Golden Bears 1-0 to start the season, and they have been pretty good in closing out these home-and-home sets traditionally. We'll have more on that and tonight's game in just a little bit, but for now, we'll step aside and listen to the anthems, and when we come back, puck drop between the Spartans and Golden Bears. Second half of a season-opening doubleheader here at Clare Drake Arena. The University of Alberta Golden Bears looking to improve to 2-0. They will start this game going from your right to left, as they always do here in their home barn for the second night in a row. They're rocking their white jerseys with the gold and yellow trim. On the other side, Trinity Western, coached by Ben Walter, who's in his 4th season with the club. They'll be going from your left to right with their blue away jerseys and the, I think we'd call that a light gold and white trim.
I think so. You could almost go beige with that, but I like white gold.
That's a Spartans team that put together a pretty good push at different stretches in that game, and there were a couple of moments back, and although they're likely disappointed with the loss, you talk about a Christian Lowe missed penalty shot, couple of looks in front that, pucks bouncing over sticks. They didn't get a goal on the power play. Like, there was a couple of opportunities they had to, maybe even take the lead late in that hockey game. So they gave the Golden Bears a bit of a scare. We'll see if they can do it once again tonight as we are underway, and it's Alberta with the puck in the offensive zone early. Adam Hall pushes it to Popovich. He's knocked down in the corner by Ruck. To the line and not out. Yakimchuk, long shot blocked in front. That's another thing Trinity Western did really, really well last night. It's not a stat that's tracked officially by Canada West, but the Spartans were getting in a lot of lanes, blocking a lot of shots. Krabovetsky bobbles it at the line, can't get it out. Pass across, just out of the reach of last night's hero, Alex Thacker. The team's leading returning point getter, Thacker, point per game season a year ago. Talk a little bit more about why he's the highest remaining player in a little bit. Obviously, the NCAA eligibility changes having some effects around the conference. And perhaps no program was affected more than this Golden Bears team. Here's Boyko driving in wide, another one of Ian Herber's returning players. Throws the first shot on goal of the game on net. Summer handled it easily with the blocker. Mentioned it on yesterday's broadcast. No goaltender in the conference last year busier than Leon Summer. He faced 786 shots across 21 games last year as this one heads down for an icing. Gustafson wins that race. Those 786 shots that Summer faced, 56 more than any other goalie in Canada West.
Yeah, I mean, shots against aren't his fault. He does a great job of keeping the puck out of the net. We noticed yesterday a lot of the low shots, he was there kicking pads out, making the saves, but a lot of the high ones, he was bobbling off the blocker, bobbling off the glove, and the Golden Bears picked up on that yesterday. So we'll see if they come out in this game and start shooting high, or if they'll test those pads once again.
Same lineup for the Spartans here tonight. So your scratches are Cole Savage, Cameron Moger, Danilo Korolechetsky, Tristan Sereo, and Nathan Ayate. For Alberta, there is one lineup change, and it's the guy with the puck right now, Ty Thornton, in the lineup, making his Golden Bears debut. He comes in for Conrad Belcourt. I suppose if we're nitpicking, there is a second lineup change. Ethan Kruger not backing up tonight. It's a different Ethan, Barwick that is, who will sit on the bench serving as Sims backup, as Alberta had a look there in the offensive zone, their best early on, as the line of Ruptash, Tapia, Ruiz, and McGregor gets to work in the offensive zone. Responsible for the opening goal of the season last night. And I think we both kind of agreed, talking after the game, Pat, that Dylan Ruptash, probably the most impressive of the fresh faces in this Golden Bears lineup.
Yeah, he was super noticeable out there, especially for, I mean, not a lack of ice time, but definitely a shortened stint compared to some of the other lines. But he was definitely noticeable, hard on the puck, making great passes, heads-up plays. So we'll see what he can do tonight. It'll be interesting to watch this season.
Another icing call goes against the Spartans, so that face-off will come all the way down into their end of the ice. So you get a look at Thacker, nice and up close, and you'll also get another look at that scoring chance in front for the Golden Bears. Nice little feed by Tapia Ruiz, and a good shot on net there by Ruptash, who's wearing number 36, previously worn last year by Brett Hyland. Here's Smith Davis. Deflected, icing. There's the whistle. 3 icings in 2 minutes and 21 seconds for Trinity Western here.
We saw a little bit of that yesterday too at the beginning of the game, just trying to get that chemistry flowing, trying to get those passes going, shake off the cobwebs of the off season, but I imagine this one will pick up.
Season opening weekend for the Golden Bears, not season opening weekend for Trinity Western. They're playing their 3rd game of the year. They got things opened up with an 0-2 start. Or sorry, 0-2 overall. This is their first weekend of regulation play. Golden Bears went 3-3 through their preseason. Spinning pass in front by Pacheco, or an attempt at one at least, and a long shot from Yakimchuk got turned aside. He was maybe looking for a little bit of a deflection there. Here's Yakimchuk. Davidson. Davidson not super noticeable early on yesterday, but that third period, not a stretch to say he was their best player. Here's a turnover back the other way. Duguay stops up and surveys, flutters one to Mason Ward, who is charging on the far side. Ward, top of the zone, Gustafson, sidesteps, takes a long wrister that bangs off the glass behind the net. Nowhere near a scoring chance there. Worked down the ice and chipped in. Metastasio gave some pressure to Sim, who hasn't faced a shot yet, but came out and played that puck. Bit of a battle in the high slot. Hall pulls it away. Finally gets to the red line and just hammers one in. Knutson. Cross to Ruck. He has that one go just out of his reach. Alberta's onside, so Laventure can go take a run at it. Didn't win the foot race, and the Spartans head back the other way. Here's Thornton. To Ward. Ward just shovels one down the ice, nearly misses the Jumbotron, which hangs pretty low here at Clare Drake Arena. Trinity Western had to be careful not to take a too many men penalty as they work the puck up ice, and Alberta's gonna get that one back out to the neutral zone. Thacker looking for a lane. Still doesn't quite see anything, so he swings it back to Thornton. Thornton up to Sexsmith. Sexsmith down and below the goal line. Summer out to play it. Knocks it over with the backhand is Gleb Tkach, who made his Clare Drake Arena, or sorry, his Golden Bears debut. Not quite his Clare Drake Arena debut. He was here a couple of years ago with Team Ukraine as a part of a fundraiser game. Here's Dawson Davidson. Look at him flying into the zone. Davidson in front, and he was looking for Boyko but couldn't connect. Back to the line. Sexsmith long wrister. No deflection there, and Summer turns it aside. Off the glass into the neutral zone. Alberta. Davidson wanted to turn it up ice quickly, but Sexsmith misread the situation. Davidson's got it now. Sends one all the way up to Boyko. Boyko trying to work around his man at the line. The puck eventually finds the stick of Thacker. Thacker in the corner. They jam away with each other. Here's Boyko. Works his way in front slowly. Takes a wrister. Summer stops it and holds on. Some struggle in a couple situations like that. He is a lot busier early on today than he was yesterday. Holy.
6 shots, maybe 7 in the first 5 minutes here. It's been a busy one, absolutely. But I really like Dawson Davidson's game. He's really impressed me over the last 2 days here this weekend. He's got that veteran experience. He's calm with the puck. He knows when he can step into the play, and we mentioned yesterday he does a couple loops sometimes in the offensive zone because he just holds onto the puck so well with his head up and making plays. So it'll be fun to watch him this year because he's going to be a leader on this team. Yeah, I mean, you weren't here obviously for his first run through with the team. One of my favorite Golden Bears to watch back a couple of years ago, pre-COVID. And you're right when talking about how he likes to hold on to the puck, because there's a long shot from Yakimchuk that misses wide, and Alberta's going to keep cycling it in the offensive zone. There is Davidson, gets buried, wants a call. Back was turned. He got hit with what could probably be described as a cross check. No call. Davidson's going to go back and get it. Gets hit into the boards again. Paulson in front. Swan a shot, and there is the first save as a Golden Bear for Sim. Another chance in front, and there's too much sauce on that pass, and then another puck got hammered wide of the net. Spartans putting on a little bit of pressure here. Davidson off the glass, down the ice. Arm is up for icing, waved off because Ruptash is going down, and Summer with a dangerous play almost turns it over. Look at that, one-touch pass to Ruptash, and I think that almost surprised him. Nice little play by Tapia Ruiz. Or sorry, that was Jolly. Yeah, Ruptash wasn't expecting that one to come back to him so quick. That's why they say keep the stick on the ice.
Jolly, pass missed his man. Sharon had to be careful not to put himself offside. Here's Ward. Head up as he works his way out of his own end. Jolly gets it, chips it in, tried to go around a teammate in Duguay there, and that allowed the Spartans to regain possession, and they'll start to work it back up the other way. Sharon knocks it off to the side. No one was home except for Pacheco, and he is not on the same team as Sharon, so he'll skate that one out. Little back and forth action here. Neither side really able to get anything set up over the last sort of 2.5 minutes, 12:30 remaining in the opening frame. Smith Davis liked his game last night on the blue line for the Spartans. Thornton goes after that one. No icing, so he had to be careful. Had a forechecker on him. Popowich couldn't quite reach onto that one. Here's Bessie. He scored the tying goal yesterday, and just a rocket of a one-timer in the third period, even things up as he beat Kruger clean.
This is where the Spartans are going to see most of their success. The Golden Bears blocking up that neutral zone so well again already today that when they get the puck down in this corner, the Golden Bears get a little scrambly. And you see even here they got control of it again. So
I mean, go back to the 2 goals last night, right? Like neither one of them were 2-on-1 off the rush or anything like that. Would have been very ironic if that one went in. But Sims saves our bacon and holds on to it for a whistle. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it's going to be a cycle thing where you get some traffic in front. I won't say lucky bounce because you got to go to the front of the net. You got to get positioning to get those kinds of bounces, but need to create some chaos.
Absolutely. Carry it up the neutral zone a little bit, find some space, and once you get to that red line, if you've got nothing, dump it in. But
I mean, like, look at even that one, right? For a second there, you're like, oh, he's got a lane, and Dawson Davidson takes 3 smooth strides, and he's right back there to cut off the angle. Not necessarily, you know, break up the play, but when the goalie knows the shot's coming from outside of the faceoff dot, he's going to stop it 99% of the time, I'll say. It's not exactly, you know, Alex Ovechkin who can just laser one off his stick and beat you from anywhere. Hrabovetsky, he does have a good shot, fires one off the pads. Ruck picked up that rebound and sent it over to the other side. Little golf swing there from Boyko, goes down the ice. Lowe. Christian Lowe wears the C for Trinity Western. Scored a goal last night. Had a penalty shot, which was neat. Didn't score on it, but he's a really, really interesting player. I mean, last year he just blows up for 25 points in 28 games as Boyko works it in, takes a wrist shot, goes out of play. But you kind of look through his stats, like never mind just U Sports, because it was a 17-point improvement year over year. And sure, he played in 10 more games, but to go from 8 points in 18 games to 25 points in 28 games, a very big jump. And then go back through the other levels. When he was with the Merritt Centennials of the BCHL, 32 points in 50 games. Nowhere near a point per game guy. Year before that with Trail, 5 points in 35 games. Year before that with Cranbrook, 3 points in 13 games. Go all the way back to his U18 days. He was never a point per game player. For a guy to never quite offensively dominate a level and then to be putting up the numbers almost out of the clear blue sky with Trinity Western that he did last year on a team that struggled. Like, he was the offense. Very, very impressive stuff, and it's no fluke. Like, watching him yesterday, like, you understand why he gets those points. It's not just picking up secondary assists everywhere.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It'd be interesting to ask him, sit him down, and find out what clicked for him. What was it on the off season maybe that got to him? A coach, a teammate. It could be anything, right? But sometimes it just takes a while. But once you find it and that confidence is there, you just got to run with it.
Yeah, and a little bit undersized, so part of it too could be like a late bloomer thing. You got to just get a little bit more strength that naturally comes as you get closer to your 20s and all of that. But he really impressed me last night, and he had a nice little stretch there a couple seconds ago with the puck in the neutral zone. Face off, one back, but they're gonna want to redo that draw. Mikhail Simchuk and Artem Hrabovetsky, both noticeable again. Like, there were a lot of players that had good games last night, but both of them, similar to Gleb Tkach, products of the Ukraine. And I mean, them and Tkach would have obviously played together on those U20 teams with the Ukraine national program. Hrabovetsky had a cup of coffee with the Spruce Grove Saints, full season with the Nipawin Hawks, so he's been over in North America for a couple of years now. Here's Sexsmith. Turned over in front, and Duguay was there to extinguish that fire. Hit the halfway point here in the opening period as Ty Thornton hustles back, and that bouncing puck almost gave the Golden Bears some trouble.
Spartans evening up the shots as well now, 6-6.
And they've gotten all of those in the last 4.5 minutes.
And again, it's kind of just a product of getting in deep and working hard. I mentioned the Golden Bears sometimes get a little scrambly in their zone, as we just saw in that last shift. A couple floaters out in front of their own net, a bad bounce off the boards maybe for one of them. But if the Spartans keep that pressure up in the Golden Bears zone, it's going to be an interesting one.
Pretty good crowd here on a Saturday night. Usually the Saturday's not quite as well attended compared to the Friday nights when the student section's a little bit more raucous. But I was talking to some people last night because, again, the crowd was very, very impressive as Laventure sends one back to the line. Yakimchuk takes a long shot. They jam away in front. Popwich takes a couple of whacks at it, and Landmanis takes exception to that. But it's a really good crowd, and, like, again, the crowds here at Clare Drake Arena, I'm not biased in saying this, they are the best in the conference. You can go look at the attendance reports in other arenas, and it's, you know, the Golden Bears will be up there 1,100, 1,200, 1,500. We've had playoff games get close to 2,000, and then you kind of look around everywhere else, and it's like, 200, 300 on a good night, 150 here. Like, part of it is the building being where it is, so central on campus and all of that. They're lucky in that sense, but still, like, they get a lot of good crowd support.
And I mean, a lot of that has to be the team playing well too. 21-6 last season. There's some good hockey happening here in the arena, so I don't blame people for wanting to be here.
Laventure on his backhand tries to seam one in front. He had the hands going yesterday, just couldn't quite find the back of the net. Here comes Swan. Tries to take a shot from outside. Got blocked. Paulson knocked that one behind the net. Paulson with a good stick lift as well. A nice second effort on the aggressive back check, and Alberta's going to be going to the penalty box here. Interference will be the call. Sanjeev Bagrath, one of the two officials tonight. His partner, Brody McGrath. Connor LaForge and Josh Long are your linesmen. I believe Long worked the game last night.
Yep. I believe so.
Power play for Trinity Western.
You'll see Tyson Laventure get the interference here. McClare and Paulson didn't quite have the puck there. When
not a lot to argue there. No. I know he kind of snapped his head back, but Trinity Western power play 0 for 1 yesterday, and they missed on the penalty shot as well. So that means Alberta, with 100% on the PK, is tied for first in the conference. Trinity Western at 0, tied for last in power play percentage, but so are the Golden Bears. They went 0 for 3 yesterday. Could have saved that nugget for when the Golden Bears get a power play, but
there you go.
Here's Thacker. Look at this. He'll just kill some time. Down the ice it goes. So Thacker lets a couple more seconds melt off before he fires it down. Top unit out for Trinity Western. And I say that not knowing a ton about how they're deployed by Kyle Beach and Ben Walter and the coaching staff, but if Christian Lowe's out there and Simchuk, yeah, that's probably the top unit. So Whitaker's up at the point, sends one down low. Simchuk, you liked his game yesterday. He moves fast.
Yeah, he's quick. Him and Farron, I believe, I would say probably right now two of the fastest guys on the team.
Simchuk walks into the middle, takes a shot, and Ward got in the lane there. Gustafson now, he's got all the time in the world. Sends that down the ice. Alberta will get a change in, so will the Spartans. 45 seconds remaining in the power play. Whitaker across to Swan. He'll dump it in. Farron's coming in fast there. Sexsmith had to be quick with it. Just tried to disrupt things a bit, and it worked as Trinity Western will send it out of the zone. An errant pass works as a break for the Golden Bears. Farron leaves it for Swan. Swan hits the line, goes wide on Sexsmith. He's got Bessie in there with him. Bessie pulls it out. He's behind the net. Thornton giving him some pressure to the line now. 8 seconds to go on the power play. Bessie back up to the point. Wrist shot gets through. They jam away at it and wasn't handled all that cleanly by Sim. Now here's another look. Sim slams the door. Rebound. They score. Swan on the second chance finds the back of the net. And as the power play expires, Trinity Western grabs a 1-0 lead.
Heading into that power play, a lot of momentum for the Spartans. A bad time for Laventure to go to the box, and they capitalize. Not a whole lot that Sim can do on that one. You see here, makes one save, makes two saves. Puck goes around the net, makes a third save, and Swan just stays with that rebound and fires it under the blocker But from right there, I mean, not a whole lot a goalie can do. 1-0 Trinity West.
Golden Bears behind. 7 minutes to go in the first period. Here comes Thacker now, looking for the equalizer. He'll pull one back. It got deflected, goes over top of the net. Boyko. Thacker sends it to the line. Here's Davidson. He'll take a wrist shot that Summer gloves down. James Swan, a really interesting player. Born in Saint Laurent, Quebec, has represented Greece internationally a couple of times, actually. Development series, couple challenger series as well, including one last season where he had 5 points in 4 games. Played a couple of seasons with the Halifax Mooseheads in the QMJHL, Blainville Armada, Charlottetown Islanders, Valleyfield Braves. That Quebec junior A stat line is honestly disgusting. 89 points in 48 games. That is wild stuff from Swan.
That's a pretty good season last year.
Unreal. This is first year playing Canada West hockey, and he's got a point on the board. First goal with Trinity Western. 22
points in 16 games in the playoffs as well.
Yeah. Here's the catch. Works his way in, snaps a shot, and whoa. That's the first time we've seen that in just his second game here. Now that you know he's got that in him.
That one stunned Sommer right by his head.
And there's a hook. Hrabovetsky touches it up. It's going to be a hooking penalty going against Whitaker. Trinity Western bench had some palms to the sky there. They couldn't believe it. But Alberta's going to get their first power play of the game here. 0 for 3 yesterday. Would be a timely one right now with 6:08 remaining. Alberta's gone a few minutes now without a real quality shot on net. So we're going to use this opportunity to get some offensive momentum.
Yeah, Whitaker just tied him up a little bit too long on that one, I would say. Probably could have got away with the first couple seconds, but got to let him go.
Mason Ward swings it to the top of the zone. Here's Davidson. Davidson to Laventure. Laventure snaps a shot. It got blocked, went wide. Laventure gets it back, though. Top of the zone, Ward. He'll use his body to shield away Knutson. Slides it to Adam Hall. Back to Davidson. Davidson loops at the top of the offensive zone. Leaves it for Ward. Ward, Laventure. Laventure waiting, back to Ward. Ward takes a long shot and it got blocked and promptly sent down the ice. Chiron got the body in front of it. And Alberta's got to regroup. Here's Ward. Ward for Davidson. A double drop pass. Ooh, a treat. Alberta's looking to just get this thing up ice. There's a nice pass to Hall. He's got a little bit of space. Adam Hall in front. Ward couldn't quite get there. Laventure now trying to drag it through some traffic. To the line, not out. Here's Davidson. Davidson. Boyko. Boyko. Shot. Blocked. Sits loose. One chance. Another. And a couple of big blocks by the Spartans. Alberta holds possession. Laventure. Boyko. One-timer. What a save. Leon Summer. Coming across with the blocker to Rob Boyko. He's got it back, though. Cross to the far side. Here's Ward. 35 seconds to go in the power play. 4:40 remaining in the first period. Golden Bears trail by 1. Another chance. Back door. They score. Adam Hall on the doorstep evens things up. Alberta's got a power play goal. It's 1-1.
Man, the Spartans did everything they could have on that penalty kill. They were blocking 3, 4, 5 shots. I think Ruck had 4 himself, but the Golden Bears just relentless. Spartans couldn't get the puck out. Golden Bears fired out front. Adam Hall, a lucky bounce potentially off a defender back to him, and Sommer was a little out of place, and he buries that one to tie this one at 1.
3-4 block shots. A beautiful save by Sommer. You're right, Trinity Western doing everything they can there. But
just couldn't quite get it out.
Yeah, just needed to get stick on puck and get it clear. They couldn't quite do it, and Adam Hall goes to the net, gets a nice rebound, and makes no mistake.
From behind the goal line.
Yeah. Second of the season and just the second game of the season for Adam Hall, so he's off to a nice start this season. Trinity Western guilty of another icing as well. How did Hall do last year?
Only 2 goals in 24 games last season.
That's a very surprising stat line, actually. He's a lot more impactful than that. He kills penalties and whatnot, but already matching last year's goal total. Look at that.
I'm a little surprised by that, but I mean, his brother often playing on the same line, 10 goals, 7 assists. So Adam Hall, from what I remember of last season, a lot of the time is the play driver, the playmaker, and his brother Justin kind of finishes it off. But stepping up this year, which is great for the Golden Bears.
Justin out with an injury, so yeah, one Hall brother goes down, the other one's just picking up the slack. Adam's got 2 on the weekend, and this one's, I'll say, a relatively big one to get. You want to go into the room with it tied, and maybe you can push now, try to take a lead.
But as you mentioned, relatively surprising stat line is Adam Hall is all over the ice and a big part of this Golden Bears team.
Lowe and McGregor in the face-off circle here. Trinity Western's been good in the dot. Here's McGregor chasing that one down. Faked a little draw pass there, but he eventually lost it at the top of the zone. Gustafson's got to be careful, real careful. Hrabovetsky forces a turnover, works it in through the legs. Whoa! Hrabovetsky would have been a goal of the year candidate if he finished it off, and he almost did. That is not one of those situations where you're like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to fancy move? Like, that made sense. He almost finished it off. It's about as good of a look as you can get from in tight like that. Full marks, even though he didn't score.
Yeah, we've seen that move pop up a lot more in the big leagues, and for good reason. It works. It almost fooled Sim.
Yeah, it's something where it was maybe viewed as more of like a hot dog he played 15 years ago, but like guys are good enough to do that, and it throws off the goalie enough as the arm's up. Whitaker's down on the ice. It's a tripping penalty going against Alberta. So with 3:02 to go, just minutes after they tie the game, Ruptish is going off, and Trinity Western will have a chance to regain their lead.
Yeah, we'll see here. The Golden Bears just try to get it out. Gets blocked on the blue line by Whitaker. Takes a step in, and Ruptas reaches in. No doubt about that. Stick in skates. He knew it right away. That's 2. And a good opportunity for the Spartans, as you mentioned, heading into the first intermission here to go up by 1.
2 no-doubter penalties on the Golden Bears. The interference and the trip, I mean, they're calling those every time. As there was a high stick that may have gone uncalled. Paulson, he was grabbing his face for some reason. Leach just slowing things down. This is where the Spartans have struggled. Alberta gets the first clear, and they just struggle, and they can't really get anything going. Hall rips a shot that Farron ended up blocking. But the zone entries is what I was trying to say have been sort of the issue here, as it's just dumped into the corner now. Davidson back to get it. Hall battling hard with Bessie. Bessie finally gets some support, and the Spartans pull it out, send it around. Leach turned over. Yakimchuk settles a rolling puck and gets it down exactly halfway through this penalty kill for the Golden Bears. Low sends a high one up. Sexsmith tried to sort of intercept the pass like a DB. Football tomorrow. Laventure, he'll send a backhander out. As time continues to tick down on this Trinity Western power play. Up the ice, Simchuk tried to do the little one-touch deflection, didn't find a man. 20 seconds to go in the power play. Laventure giving some pressure on Whitaker. Spartans looking for something late here on the power play. Simchuk on his forehand, fires one across, and it almost found the stick of Lamoureux. Whitaker now stops up, little pump fake, saucer pass, Simchuk in front. Here's a look, pad down, Sim makes a save, makes another, and as the whistle goes, Ruptash will step onto the ice. Alberta 2 for 2 on the penalty kill here in the first period.
Golden Bears leaving Sim out to dry a couple times here in this game already with those rebounds, but You see here a good shot on net, deflection, second shot, third shot, just sitting in the glove of Sim. He didn't know where it was. Luckily it falls out right in front of his pad, swallows that up. But Golden Bears need to get a defenseman on those rebounds, help Sim out a little.
Yeah. Duguay touched that one out of the zone. Jolly with a huge hit. Steamrolling Sharon. Here's Ward. End-to-end rush here for Mason.
This year, the final group of these athletes is finally being honored.
To paraphrase Martin Luther King, the arc of history is long, but it bends towards justice. After 35 years, we are the last group of female athletes to have finally caught up and received what we rightfully earned. The Block A is a symbol of camaraderie, excellence, and outstanding contributions to the University of Alberta. I didn't need a sweater to remember that, but wow, am I proud that I got one today.
The legacy of these athletes is about more than just breaking records. Their pioneering spirit and the bonds they formed have left a lasting impact, not just on the field, but in their lives and future generations.
We felt like we as a group could move together and do anything and be anything that we wanted to be. We felt no barriers when we were together, and I think it was a very important lesson that I've taken forward. Doesn't matter what anybody's telling you or saying to you, you can do whatever you want.
So for us to be able to give back to sport, I think a lot of us are here because it meant something then and it still means something now.
And I think then that I passed on some really good lessons to another generation of girls, because I coached girls, that then they'll carry on in their life and maybe take on later on and pass on to more girls. So I'd say that it creates a legacy that I think is something that we should all be really proud of.
For many of these women, being a panda means more than just competing in sports. It means belonging to a family bound by shared experiences, where the friendships formed decades ago still feel as strong today.
I can see Carrie, who I haven't seen in 38 years, and I feel like I saw you yesterday. And I think that's the power of being a panda, is where you go, what you do, you can always come back to that, and it's a great groundbreaking message that, hey, we're in this together and we did this.
This friendship has been happening since the 80s, and we still spend time together, and we enjoy each other and we love each other. And so it's friendships that are forged for life.
These women's contributions extend far beyond the playing field. They laid the foundation for future generations, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire and open doors for others.
Whether you started, built, or you advanced your sport, you were creating a legacy. You opened doors, you broke barriers for hundreds of athletes after you, and you weren't just doing what you loved for yourself, you were changing the world for hundreds of people that you didn't even know. So friends, thank you for being part of this program. I just want to ask if you could raise a glass to us. 14 years, not 13 years.
an exceptional community. It sets you apart.
Like the number of laughs I've had with this group, the number of laughs I've had with guys that have graduated and moved on from our program, like those are all it's the characters, right?
I'm really lucky to have that support team around me, and we all are, and it's great to be able to push each other and support each other to higher heights.
It's a great feeling to get that championship, but I think it's just an even better feeling that we get it here at home, right here at the U of A.
10 years from now, I hope I'm still wearing the same sweater, sitting in the same bleachers, cheering whatever team is on the field in green and gold.
Abby Soyko, she scores!
Want to know the recipe for a great time? Green, gold, and Sherlock Holmes. It's the place to be before, during, and after the game, and it's right on campus. We continue to be a proud sponsor of Golden Bears and Pandas Athletics. Everyone has a Sherlock story. What's yours?
University of Alberta Athletics would like to thank the Students' Union and its Legacy Fund dedicated to the Golden Bears and Pandas for the continued support of our program.
Signatovich to Harp, Carey. She's going to try for her 8th three-pointer of the game, and she hits it! The bench erupts! Good hustle from Trinity once again to keep it alive. Green and weave!
Wow, what a play from the Bears there.
Moves up in the rush with them. Here's Blue, drop back. Adam Hall scores! Adam Hall! Steph
Chucks it deep to the man, wide open! Touchdown! Golden Bears! Colby Herford! Wide open!
Wait a minute, get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a big step underground method. Top-notch hoes get the most, not the lizard. Straight terror.
Founded in 1932, the Block A Club was an honorary society of the University Athletics Board, created to recognize male student athletes. These athletes were awarded the iconic evergreen sweaters, each featuring a large gold A, in recognition of their leadership, sportsmanship, and outstanding contributions to intercollegiate sports. But it wasn't until 1989 that female varsity athletes received the same recognition. Therefore, in 2016, University of Alberta Athletics launched an initiative to honor Pandas alumni who played 3 or more seasons but never received a Block A sweater during their time of competition. This year, the final group of these athletes is finally being honored.
To paraphrase Martin Luther King, the arc of history is long, but it bends towards justice. After 35 years, we are the last group of female athletes to have finally caught up and received what we rightfully earned. The Block A is a symbol of camaraderie, excellence, and outstanding contributions to the University of Alberta. I didn't need a sweater to remember that, but wow, am I proud that I got one today.
The legacy of these athletes is about more than just breaking records. Their pioneering spirit and the bonds they formed have left a lasting impact, not just on the field, but in their lives and future generations.
We felt like we as a group could move together and do anything and be anything that we wanted to be. We felt no barriers when we were together, and I think it was a very important lesson that I've taken forward. Doesn't matter what anybody's telling you or saying to you, you can do whatever you want.
So for us to be able to give back to sport, I think a lot of us are here because it meant something then and it still means something now.
And I think then that I passed on some really good lessons to another generation of girls, because I coached girls, that then they'll carry on in their life and maybe take on later on and pass on to more girls. So I'd say that it creates a legacy that I think is something that we should all be really proud of.
For many of these women, being a panda means more than just competing in sports. It means belonging to a family bound by shared experiences, where the friendships formed decades ago still feel as strong today.
I can see Carrie, who I haven't seen in 38 years, and I feel like I saw you yesterday.
Welcome back inside Clare Drake Arena here on a Saturday night for the closing game of a weekend home series for the University of Alberta Golden Bears. After a win on night one, they played the opening period here on Saturday to a scoreless tie, 1 goal apiece. Let's take a look back at how we got to that result. And one thing that does stand out, just kind of looking out right now, Pat, shots 13-12, 25 shots in 20 minutes is actually a pretty high number. Like, these teams were trading some chances, and early on it was all Alberta. That shot clock at one point read 9-0.
Yeah.
Sorry, 6-0.
Yeah, it was all Golden Bears to start, but the Spartans definitely picked it up there, and the Golden Bears get a little bit shaky in their own zone. I mentioned a couple times leaving Drew Sim out to dry in their own end, but the Spartans with some offensive zone time in this one, and I think a big part of that is the dump and chase, the forecheck. They're strong on the puck, and they just forced the Golden Bears to make little mistakes that keep the puck in their zone, so we'll see if that continues, but a much closer period in this one as opposed to yesterday.
Saw the goal from Swan there that put Trinity Western up 1. There's the game tire from Adam Hall. Second of the
Yeah, so, I was looking into Adam Hall a little bit. You know, goal scoring not always been his strength, which is surprising because you watch him and he's all over. He's always in front of the net. He's taken lots of shots. He did have one season with the Giants in 21 where he had 17 goals in 16 games, and in the playoffs, 10 goals in 12 games. But even his first year here with the Golden Bears, 12 goals in 26 games. So last year, a bit of an anomaly. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets to the 10-goal mark this season.
I was just about to say, probably a pretty good candidate with 2 in 2 games to get to double digits here with the Golden Bears.
What are the odds, and where do I place my bet? I'm in.
We are underway here in the second period. Swan knocks it over to Hall. Hall chips it back behind the net, where May skates onto it. Give you an out-of-town scoreboard update here in a little bit as well. A couple of games were underway earlier on. Some other programs like to do the kind of Saturday matinee thing. I'm happy today wasn't a Saturday matinee for the Golden Bears, so I could watch the Blue Jays game, of course. This schedule works out just fine for me in my personal life. Thank you very much.
Successful Blue Jays game.
Yeah, oh, you better believe it. Alberta with a turnover in their own end, and then Popovich gave kind of a shot up high there to the back of the head of Farron, but goes uncalled. I think the one thing for Alberta is just maybe even just the intensity a little bit in their own end. Like, you go watch some of those highlights back from the first period, and it was a little bit of like standing around, not really just taking quick strides to a puck. Like, that's how Trinity Western was getting those second and third looks.
Yeah, it's just that, I don't want to say effort, because it's not that the Golden Bears are putting that effort in, but I feel like they're expecting to get out of their zone easier and like they did last year, but the Spartans are just heavy on them on the forecheck, and it's just the bounces aren't going their way.
Here's to catch, he dumps it in. He's got some speed as he goes and hits a guy on the forecheck. Leach able to pull the puck out though, sends it off the glass, and that was just perfectly placed. Here comes Cron working his way in, inside, outside, and good defensive play there by Mason Ward to not let Cron complete that rush. Jonathan Cron's been in Canada West for a number of years now, one of the veteran players on this Trinity Western team. Simchuk knocks it behind the net. Gustafson will rim it back to the top of the zone. Leach is there to hold it in though. Bessie. Him and Mason Ward will come together in the corner. Bessie gets around him. That's a couple of big bodies. Gustafson and Bessie's no different, but here's Ward now with it. He'll gently spin off of a check, and good job by Mason Ward here to just kind of calm things down. Trinity Western will go for a change, and pass there goes off the stick of to catch. It was one of those little plays that, again, you successfully pick up that puck, dump it in, all of a sudden you're starting to build some momentum. Instead, you just give it right back to the Spartans, but there's a break the other way. Spartans are saying they touched it. I think that argument's going to be lost. Thought maybe they would drop it at center ice because it did look like someone had a stick on it, but here's another look at that rush by Cron.
Whoop. Nifty little move, a good lifted stick by Mason Ward there, and a good job by Cron not to run into Drew Sim. Yeah. Barely avoided contact on that one.
And remember, Alberta doesn't have Ethan Kruger as the backup tonight. Just a little bit of load management, I think we'll call it, with Kruger. So Ethan Barwick is the backup this evening. Thornton has to deal with Lamoureux. Eventually did get it up. Now here's Pacheco. Pacheco coming in wide, works his way into the backhand and just couldn't quite finish it off. Good poke check there by Leon Summer. Alberta holds possession. Big hit as Lamoureux got thrown into the boards. Duguay battles away, pulls out the puck, gets it to the line. Here's Thornton. Thornton across. Sexsmith loads, fires a low shot that Summer somehow got a glove on. Holds on for the whistle.
That was a dangerous one just over the pad. Good save by Sommer on that one. He's been steady so far tonight. Not a lot of rebounds, not coughing anything up. Here's a nifty move by Pacheco. Has that speed to the outside. Sommer maybe got a piece of it, but if not, he got a piece of Pacheco's stick. Couldn't get the backhand, but a good opportunity for the Golden Bears.
Some sort of inspection of the net going on right now. I don't know what. So Summer doesn't, looks like there's almost, like the pegs aren't quite holding all that strong. Like they can move the net really easily there.
Could be a problem if he goes to push off of it.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye on that.
Indeed. Face-off won by the Spartans, rimmed around to Knutson, who will chip it out to the neutral zone. Icing waved off, so Yakimchuk's got to keep his head on a swivel. I'm actually surprised that got waved off. Knutson turns it over on the forecheck, grabs a quick feed to Metastasio, whose shot just went over the net. Turned over again, Metastasio lost it. Yakimchuk to the middle and chipped in, but not deep, so Sharon could just turn that one right back around. Yakimchuk missed his guy. Spartans with a chance. Wrist shot. Sim had it only for a moment, and a quick whistle will benefit Alberta.
Bit of a quiet start to this game for Yakimchuk. He was all over the ice yesterday, cycling the offensive zone. There's a tough giveaway for him there, but we haven't said his name too much today. So we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, maybe a quick whistle on this one. Lucky for Drew Sim. We'll see if we get little pops out there, and yeah, it's loose.
New centerman getting called in here for the Spartans. Here's Hall. Hall will work his way in wide. Laventure on Landmanis now, turned over. Hall protecting the puck. Makes a couple of nice little spin moves here. He's got to avoid the ref too. There's a shot from Gustafson that got blocked. Pacheco, sorry, that's Popovich, will skate onto it. Ward now fakes stepping into a big slap shot, and then the puck just kind of missed everybody and floated out to the neutral zone. Right back in is Alberta though. Here's Adam Hall cutting to the middle, takes a shot quickly to Laventure, and with a defenseman sprawled out, Laventure couldn't get any air on that one. Summer turns it aside with the pad. Here comes Trinity Western back the other way. Good play by Gustafson, breaks things up momentarily, but the Spartans have the puck in the offensive zone. Down the ice. Smith Davis will skate onto it. Icing waved off. Pass flung down for icing. Unforced error for Trinity Western.
Yeah, Hrabovetsky almost got that one, but not sure he was across the red line even if he had. But here's a good opportunity. Adam Hall cuts it to the middle. Loose puck gets over to Laventure with a nice move out to the outside, but Sommer equal to the task, keeps that pad low. We mentioned it yesterday and early today. He is good with those pads down on the ice.
That one goes down the ice. It's going to be icing as well, so Now is probably a pretty good time to give you your scoring summary from around Canada West. UBC, good bounce back for them on home ice. They dropped their game last night to McEwen, responding with a 6-0 win. Rookie Nate Sullivan with 2 goals in that one. Out in Saskatoon, the Huskies, they dropped the second of their 2-game set with Mount Royal, so they will also end up splitting. 6-2 Mount Royal, the final in that one. Connor Stebbings, 2 goals in the loss, the only 2 goals for the Huskies. Guess what that is? Another icing. What are we at now? 8 or 9? Calgary got a win 9-2. It was a day of blowouts in Canada West. Dinos win on home ice at Father David Bauer Arena. Pakala had 2. Stewart had 2. Shots were 39-21. 4 of those 9 goals coming on the power play.
That's 16 goals in 2 games for Calgary this weekend.
Woo. They were one of those teams that, not quite to the level of Alberta, but they were affected by players going down to the NCAA. They lost 3 players. Tyson Galloway, Dallin Malin, and Dylan Sidor.
Jake Poole leading him this year, 2 goals, 4 assists.
He's good. Thacker drags, shoots. Is that going to count? Leon Summer was on his behind. There's going to be a goalie interference penalty here. The light show's going off for no reason. I mean, one official signaled goal. Boyko's going to have a conversation with McGrath here, the ref. More of an argument than a conversation, yeah. I suppose. So
one-sided.
Boyko's going to go off here. I mean, if you could hear the confusion in my voice, there was a lot going on in that moment. And I'm very surprised that one official even signaled it as a goal. Maybe a little bit of a sell job by Leon Summer. What do you think, Pat? Don't have the best angle at it.
I mean, Boyko cutting through, but it doesn't look like he goes through the crease. So Summer must have been quite out. He is right at the top of the blue, but there's not a lane there. You get squeezed off by the defense of the Spartans.
If I can piece together some evidence here, it looks like maybe his skate clips the skate right there of Summer, and that's what knocks him down.
Yeah.
So that is goalie interference. I mean, if you clip his skate in the blue paint, he goes down. Like, doesn't matter if he sells it or not. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you got to call it. No goal, penalty.
I think that's the right call.
I think so too.
I mean, Boyko, he was directed towards the goal.
He was trying to get the inside edge though, right? Like if he goes in front of the defenseman to set his screen, he's good. He wants to get inside get the inside angle, and that's where the problem is.
It could have been avoided.
Yeah. Trinity Western back on the power play. They go 0 for 2 in the first period. And a goal here would give them the lead, their second lead of the game. So big moment as Alberta's bench wants a bit of an explanation. I think we're about ready to drop the puck here. McGrath gives a point. Davidson off the face-off win for Alberta. It was a bit of a scrambly one at that. Laventure, and I mean, we've talked about it now a couple of times. Alberta gets that first clear early, and now they're going to get an offensive zone face-off while shorthanded, and Trinity Western's just struggled after that when they have these man advantages. So I know people watching this broadcast aren't exactly itching for an NHL preseason update. But I need to tell you about what happened between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers, or maybe I should say what is still happening between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers. It's 8-0 Florida in a preseason game that has 258 combined penalty minutes in it. 13 players ejected in a preseason NHL game. There's damn near no one left.
Well, the crazy part is we kind of saw it coming because they played last week and
had 175 penalty minutes in their preseason game. 13 of the 36 skaters in that hockey game have been ejected.
That's crazy.
And it's 8-0. And they're not stopping. There was just another fighting major. Yeah, that's ridiculous as Pacheco comes up shorthanded. Christian Lowe has it knocked off his stick. Trinity Western's got to be careful there. Lamoureux drops it back. Whitaker up to Lamoureux. They gain the zone. No, it's icing. Another icing call.
Yeah, the Spartans with the 4-forward strategy. I noticed Lowe's been out there pretty much every second of every power play that the Spartans have had this game and yesterday, which doesn't surprise me, but still haven't been able to make much of it.
Thacker snaps it back, one-timer Laventure, and that drawn-up play off the face-off almost worked beautifully. Whitaker fans on the pass. It actually kind of worked as he gets it back, and he finds Simchuk on the near side. Rimmed around, Kron's there, stops it, gets it to the line. Whitaker across, Low, he's dangerous. Back now, blocked, ricochets to Whitaker, one chance, another one for Kron, it's up in the air, and eventually knocked away from danger. Thacker will force it out, and with 20 seconds remaining in the power play, that might be it here for the Spartans. They go for a change. Whitaker stands up behind his net and looks to start one more rush up the ice with the power play. Quick pass up. Leach turned over. Too many men. Alberta wanted a penalty. They aren't getting one.
I love that play. When they have the teams going for the change, you just fire it at the bench.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you're trying to ice it anyway, so like there's no downside in that situation. Alberta's killed off another power play or another penalty. Relatively lifeless power play, except for the one scramble in front. And I say that to kind of say, if the Spartans had any amount of a power play these last two games, a result might be different. This score might be different, but they've struggled with the man advantage. See if Alberta on the flip side can turn a strong penalty kill into some momentum here. 12:30 remaining in the middle frame.
Well, we've seen the Golden Bears do that in the past. I believe they led the league last year in shorthanded goals.
And I don't even think it was all that close,
No, I think, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head.
Here's Davidson off to the side. Quick chance, they score! Duguay's first as a Golden Bear. 2-1 Alberta.
Another big assist from Dawson Davidson as well. We'll take another look at this one. 2-1 Golden Bears. Davidson getting in the action once again. He's not afraid to carry that puck up. He dipsy doodles his way around the outside and just a nifty backhand pass over to Duguay, who fires it. Pops the bottle over the shoulder of Leon Summer. In this game, it's 2-1 Golden Bears.
Duguay had 6 goals in 24 games with Northern Michigan University last year. Comes back north of the border, joins the Golden Bears this year, and now in just his second Canada West Conference game, he's got his first goal in the green and gold.
Davidson now leading the Golden Bears this season with 3 points, all assists.
Here's McGregor driving in wide, drops it back, turned over. Simchuk up, 2-on-1 for the Spartans here. Kron's looking for a pass, he won't get one. Broken up nicely by Alberta. 2-on-1 played to near perfection, but Alberta turns it right back over. Here's Kron. Bessie, square boards. He thought he was just dumping that into the corner to Kron, but it's turned over again by Alberta. Yakimchuk sidesteps his man, backhands it up to Tapia Ruiz. His pass misses McGregor for a second, but luckily for Alberta, it finds Ruptash, and they can get some fresh bodies on the ice here. That was a hell of a shot by Duguay. Quick off the stick. That one goes down the ice, icing mercifully waved off. Ward. Thacker now, he's got some speed as he cuts into the neutral zone, blows a tire, and then just tries to dump it in blindly. There's a good pass up the ice. Here's Hrabovetsky. Drop pass, Low. Look at the hands by Low. Takes a shot, and might be the best save of the night there from Sim. Point blank denying the Spartans leading scorer from last year. Nets off. And Sim's just standing still. Almost like, oh, he's shaking his head now. He's like, how did it take you that long to notice that?
Yeah, he was hawking the ref on that one. Here's that play by Lowe. A nifty little between the legs move. Tries to go low blocker. Sim equal to the challenge. Not sure how the net comes off there, but nonetheless, we're reset.
Sorry if I'm quiet. I can't take my eyes off this Florida-Tampa Bay game. We got another guy kicked out.
We were
hilarious.
Briefly talking about shorthanded goals there before that goal from Duguay.
I bet you there's one guy. There's one guy who likes my Panthers update.
He knew. That's some good timing. I can't imagine that's by happenstance.
Tremendous camera work there, everybody. Here's Sexsmith. Laventure tries to whack it, turned over. Hrabovetsky. It's a bit of a turnover fest here in the second period. Smith Davis, D to D. Whitaker slams on his brakes. Smith Davis overskated it though. Here comes Laventure. He's got Popovich with him. Popovich misses the pass.
If Popovich is left-handed, that's in the back of the net.
Yeah. Bit of an awkward looking 2-on-1 there. Here's Laventure now. Alberta's managed to hold the zone. Behind the net, circles in front, takes a shot, and Summer stops him. Spartans slow it down. Let's go Golden Bears chant breaks out right below us. Here's Hrabovetsky. Stops up. Knocks it down to Davidson. Davidson working his way up ice. Alberta just stays onside. Thacker to the middle. Here's a chance now for Duguay looking for another one, but Leon Summer flashes the leather. His 18th save of the game, and it's a beauty.
Yeah, possibly his save of the weekend so far. Duguay, great play getting that from the backhand over to the forehand in such tight quarters. Landman is all over him. Not sure how he pulled that one off, but Sommer denied him.
I have another insane update to that preseason game that I will tell you about in a few minutes. I just can't get enough of it.
It's entertaining hockey.
And I'm not even watching the game, and I'm entertained. In front, Duguay couldn't get that pass. Now here's a potential for a rush for the Spartans. Passed in front and then forced into the corner was Lamoureux. Swan's in there as well. He is the lone Spartans goal. Puck pops up. Lamoureux knocks it back to the point. It hits a stanchion, just held in. Landman has made a sharp play. In front, Paulson with a shot. Got a lot of speed on that one. It was a heavy wrister, but it goes over top of the net. Alberta with another sloppy looking pass in their own end. Pacheco pushes it out. Jolly trying to get an angle. Arm up. Alberta's going to go to the power play. Tripping the call. So a good little effort there by Jolly to work around his man and draw a penalty. 2 for tripping as Knutson will go off for the infraction.
Yeah, Golden Bears a little sloppy in their own zone here. Managed to get it out, and Knutson just plays the body here instead of the puck. The two get a little tangled up, but no question, Jolly was forced to the ice on that one. So the Golden Bears with an opportunity here to extend the lead on the power play.
Boyko. Alberta looking for another power play marker. Sexsmith to Boyko. Boyko across. Thacker scored the winner last night. Looking for an insurance marker here. Boyko looks, drags, shoots, gets deflected and almost pinballed right into the crease. To catch. Lost that one, and down the ice it goes. Sim out to stop it up. Spartans get some fresh penalty killers out there. Sexsmith. Across to Boyko. Boyko picks it up off the wall. Looks. Drags it all the way down to the goal line, and and fires it up to Sexsmith. Sexsmith takes a wrist shot through traffic, and it got through, but Summer was able to make the save as the seas kind of parted, and Summer saw it the whole way. And now a drag attempt in front by Boyko will get covered up by Summer.
Golden Bears not really looking to set it up too much in this power play so far. A lot of shot attempts. Sexsmith tries to fire one here through a screen, hits a couple bodies. And then you see Boyko here trying to just take it to the net, but I think set it up, take your time, wait for your shots.
Face-off knocked to the side. Here's Ward. Ward, Davidson. They play catch, and now it's sent down low to Adam Hall. Has the go-ahead goal here for the Bears. Davidson, puck on his forehand. Drop back. Ward, Davidson. Davidson trying to pick a corner, and Summer had to be sharp there. Rebound sat dormant in front. Golden Bears just couldn't get a piece of it. Puck popped up now, forced out of the zone. That's going to be blown dead on a hand pass, as that is the right call. Doesn't matter that he touched it. Like, it's, if the hand pass can happen in the D zone, but once you push it into the neutral zone, it's a hand pass. If your guy's the next one to touch it, it's more or less to prevent guys from trying to spring someone on a breakaway by just sweeping the puck up the ice.
Which is exactly what was about to happen.
Yeah.
You see here, it was a good play by Lowe to recognize it in the air and get it out, but
it was a hand pass.
Almost negated by the Golden Bears as well with the diving stick.
I can't tell if Trinity Western's arguing it or if they saw the replay and kind of when Kyle Beachy had his hands up going like almost like my bad. I think he might have saw the replay and been like, you know what? That's fine.
I mean, tough angle for them to see from there through the penalty box, right? That's reasonable.
One of those unique, we'll call it advantages at Clare Drake. I know you can't really see the Golden Bears bench in front of us as Laventure drags in circles. The Golden Bears bench is almost twice the size of the visitors bench, because on one side of the ice you have the Bears, other side you have the bench and the box. Here's Ward with a shot, and Summer was equal to that one. Hall, nice drag, finds Laventure, waits, shoots, it sits in front, and all over that rebound was, I believe, Popowich. He just couldn't finish it off. Back to 5-on-5 now. Golden Bears miss an opportunity to go up by 2 goals. 6:25 to go in the period. Ward takes a shot right into the breadbasket of Summer, who holds on. And now I feel is an appropriate time for me to give you this update.
You've been waiting.
We're up to 274 penalty minutes in this hockey game. This is from Elliot Friedman. Nico Mikkola had a game misconduct. No one told him, so he stayed in the game. He then assisted on Florida's 8-0 goal. They figured it out a few minutes later, had to kick him out, disallow the goal minutes after the fact, and rewind the game.
Oh, man.
Those poor refs.
The refs on preseason mode too, I guess, eh?
I guess. I think like 2 minutes. Pacheco with a chance, and Summer stopped him point blank.
That's crazy.
Insanity. Pacheco with a great look there for Alberta. And I mean, yesterday we talked about some defensive plays for Trinity Western as kind of like a, hey, if they get back into it, I think it was Whitaker with a great stick lift. If Trinity Western gets back in this game, that save by Leon Summer is the reason why. A real game saver. Pacheco now, he's flying. Drops it. Duguay timed up perfectly, brings it to the middle. Back to Pacheco. Takes a long wrister, and it got deflected dangerously close to the net.
And we're going to get a penalty here.
Oh, they are calling that one. A bit of a delayed call. I think it's going to be Bruce McGregor going off. Spartans have an extra attacker out now as Summer sprinted to the bench. And they'll look to take advantage of that. Lowe takes a shot off the pads. Sexsmith dumps his man in front. That one almost could have been a penalty as well. They will rarely ever call two at the same time, though. Here's May. May, Farron, back up top to May, takes a wrister, goes wide. Christian Lowe onto that loose puck. And Alberta will touch it up. Tripping the call.
I'm wondering, you're right, it was a little bit delayed. It's one of those where the guy's laying on the ice and tries to plead his case, and maybe got in the head of the ref a little bit here. You definitely see the stick was in the skates, but
you can see it was Duguay, not McGregor. Duguay was doing the diving motion. I don't even know about a dive per se, but like Duguay's already on the ice and the guy just kind of skates into him. Big power play here for the Spartans. Gustafson. Can't clear it. Low. Had to be careful. That one spun off the boards in a funny way. Back up top to Cron. Cron down low. That's Lamoureux. He'll rim it over to the far side where Simchuk was waiting. Simchuk to the line. It got deflected by the Bears, and now it's cleared down by the Golden Bears. Whoa, look at that forecheck by Thacker, jumping in between Summer and the net to grab that away from the Spartans goalie. And I mean, an errant pass there, but this might work out in Alberta's favor if Yakimchuk can hammer it out. He will. All the way down the ice. Summer's out to stop it.
It's not the worst play. Maybe something they should practice.
Send it back to the goalie.
Fire it back to your end and fire it back over. Kill some time.
It is. I mean, not that you and I have played the highest levels of hockey in the world, but there's nothing more frustrating than when you're on the power play and the other team does the drag it into your own end and pass it back, and you're like, really? I got to skate and like go chase you around? Because that whistle will go for reasons that I have not clued into yet.
I'm wondering if they thought it touched the webbing.
Maybe.
But I don't think it did. .57 seconds left in this power play for the Spartans, and we're still nowhere near 200 penalty minutes.
No.
Not even close.
Never mind the 274 they're now at in that hockey game. They keep going. Just send them home. There's a shot that is going to be swallowed up by Sim.
That's over 4 games of penalty minutes.
Yep. Pretty funny. All right. Face off to the left-hand side is Sim. Swan wins it back. Slowly won it back, though, and it was almost disastrous. Here's Hrabovetsky. Has it roll away from him. Swan's down there with him. Forced to the line. Good little hesitation move there by Leach. 30 seconds to go on the power play. And look at the speed from Boyko. Didn't want to ice it, just takes it himself down the ice. Gets his pocket pick, though, back the other way. Here's Bessie. Scored the tying goal yesterday in the third period. Rocket of a shot. Farron, 15 seconds to go. He's at the top of the zone. Knocks it down low. Swan, Bessie, one touch to Farron. Farron, wrist shot with traffic in front, and it went wide. I think it might have hit Bessie in front, and then Bessie with a sharp angle. High stick, no goal. You could see it immediately.
There's been some interesting moments in this one already.
Penalty shot yesterday, 2 disallowed goals already today. I don't know what the Golden Bears like. I mean, if Sexsmith is mad that he shot that puck, you can't be.
No, in the heat of the game, it's so fast-paced. The puck lands on your stick. If the whistle hasn't gone, you're firing.
You're shooting it.
I don't blame him at all. But a nifty little play. Bessie on the side of Sim, the right side. Puck came to him right on the goal line. He just flicked it right up.
3 seconds to go on the power play. The faceoff will come outside, so that'll all but do it for another Trinity Western power play. And Alberta kind of anticipating that. Throws Dugay's line out there on the ice too, so he can just jump out and rejoin play.
And worth noting, the Trinity Western had 17 shots already in this one, 17 shots yesterday, so Sim gonna inevitably get a little more action than Kruger did, but Spartans definitely playing a little bit spicier today.
Yeah. 0 for 4 on the power play are the Spartans. Alberta does go down as 0 for 2 as Halls came just as the penalty expired. 2:31 to go here in the second period. Shot clock 27-17 for the Golden Bears. Scoreboard reads 2-1. Trinity Western didn't have a very inspiring power play last season either. And this is obviously a disappointing start to the year for them with the man advantage. Some pivotal moments missed. Look at where Simchuk's lined up here. They're going to try to snap this straight back. Just missed him. Not bad. Ruck with a shot was looking for a deflection. Kind of threw it softly towards the net. Saw Cron going to the crease. Didn't work out. Alberta back the other way. Summer gloves it down and he'll hold on to it.
A lot of stoppages in this period.
Yep.
A lot of back and forth. It's definitely been a close matchup. I'm a little surprised the shots are so wavered because it has gone back and forth a little bit more. At the beginning of the game, that neutral zone, neither team is getting through, and now it just seems like they're trading offensive zone time.
Hall rimmed around. Davidson. Oh, he gets hit hard.
Lamoureux's a big body.
Davidson's got it now, top of the zone. Tried to find a seam. It gets deflected up and out of play. So 2:04 to go. Get another stoppage. Golden Bears penalty kill perfect on the year. That's not bad. They were 4th in the conference last year.
I'm sure, like you mentioned, they'd like to work on that power play. 21.9.
Yeah. Dawson Davidson coming back will help it.
Absolutely.
And I mean, they're also missing a few. We talked about this yesterday. They're missing basically a full offensive line. Melnick, Peterson, and Justin Hall. Those are 3 guys who are going to get power play time here for the Golden Bears. Here's Duguay behind the net. Finds Ward, who was maybe trying to go 5-hole on Summer, but good positioning by the Spartans goalie. He's got 27 saves in this game already.
Yeah, we had a great vantage point of that one. I believe Ward, like you said, keeping it low. Maybe try and pick a corner on that one, but with the way this game's been going and all the block shots, sometimes just hammer it.
Duguay tried to whack at a loose puck there that fell into his feet. Landmanis has it now in the corner, finds his partner Leach. Leach pestered by Jolly, turned over, hit a stanchion, play in front. Duguay, a blind feed in front. He thought he had, or he knew he had Jolly going to the net, and just tried to throw it towards the blue paint, create a little chaos. Duguay on Landmanis again. Once again to Leach, who's going to try one more time to get this puck safely out of the zone. Look at that play by Hrabovetsky, kicking it to the middle of the ice, finds Farron. Hrabovetsky, a shot turned aside neatly by Sim. Ward, reverse check, then gets it up to Pacheco. Pacheco's looked good here in this middle frame. A lot more noticeable than he was last night, and I think Ian Herbers would probably agree with that statement. The minutes for this line, or for Pacheco in particular, I should say, have definitely been higher than they were a night ago. Player knocked down, no call. Farron, toe drag, shot, and Sim stops it and holds on. 41 seconds to go, and Sim stops Farron point blank.
I wonder if Farron thought he was running out of time. He had so much room there to make a move. I mean, never a bad choice to shoot it on net, but you see here, and once he makes that move, he was wide open. Great job by Sim to stop that one right in the slot. He's had a couple of those tonight.
Davidson rimmed around to catch. Finds Sexsmith, who just dumps it in. Thought about going for a skate, but I think the smart play here, and Sexsmith recognized it. 30 seconds to go. Don't want to give up anything. Boyko gets knocked to the ice. Davidson back pedals, swings it across to Sexsmith. Sexsmith once again just hits the red line and shoots it in. Boyko on that one, almost turned over. Here come the Spartans though. Cron to the middle, one touch, side of the net, backhand, and a good save by Sim. Whitaker just threw it into the corner with the Golden Bears goalie down and out. And that last chance will end the period. Alberta gets one. That was a close call there at the end.
That was dangerous. You fire that on net, body scrambling, as you mentioned, Sim on the ground, anything could have happened there.
Alberta gets one. Adam Hall, second of the year, gives them a 2-1 advantage. They'll head to the locker room one more time and get ready for the final 20 minutes. You're going to step aside. You're watching Canada West Hockey on CanadaWest.tv. We're going to take our intermission break and return with third period action between the Spartans and Golden Bears.
Wait a minute, get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a big step. Underground, top-notch hoes, get the most, not the lips. Straight to
Founded in 1932, the Block A Club was an honorary society of the University Athletics Board, created to recognize male student athletes. These athletes were awarded the iconic evergreen sweaters, each featuring a large gold A, in recognition of their leadership, sportsmanship, and outstanding contributions to intercollegiate sports. But it wasn't until 1989 that female varsity athletes received the same recognition. Therefore, in 2016, University of Alberta Athletics launched an initiative to honor Pandas alumni who played 3 or more seasons but never received a Block A sweater during their time of competition. This year, the final group of these athletes is finally being honored.
To paraphrase Martin Luther King, the arc of history is long, but it bends towards justice. After 35 years, we are the last group of female athletes to have finally caught up and received what we rightfully earned. The Block A is a symbol of camaraderie, excellence, and outstanding contributions to the University of Alberta. I don't really need a sweater to remember that, but wow, am I proud that I got one today.
The legacy of these athletes is about more than just breaking records. Their pioneering spirit and the bonds they formed have left a lasting impact, not just on the field, but in their lives and future generations.
We felt like we as a group could move together and do anything and be anything that we wanted to be. We felt no barriers when we were together, and I think it was a very important lesson that I've taken forward. Doesn't matter what anybody's telling you or saying to you, you can do whatever you want.
So for us to be able to give back to sport, I think a lot of us are here because it meant something then and it still means something now.
And I think then that I passed on some really good lessons to another generation of girls, because I coached girls, that then they'll carry on in their life and maybe take on later on and pass on to more girls. So I'd say that it creates a legacy that I think is something that we should all be really proud of.
For many of these women, being a panda means more than just competing in sports. It means belonging to a family bound by shared experiences, where the friendships formed decades ago still feel as strong today.
I can see Carrie, who I haven't seen in 38 years, and I feel like I saw you yesterday. And I think that's the power of being a panda, is where you go, what you do. You can always come back to that, and it's a great ground-breaking message that, hey, we're in this together, and we did this.
This friendship has been happening since the 80s, and we still spend time together, and we enjoy each other, and we love each other. And so it's friendships that are forged for life.
These women's contributions extend far beyond the playing field. They laid the foundation for future generations, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire and open doors for others.
When you started, built, or you advanced your sport, you were creating a legacy. You opened doors, you broke barriers for hundreds of athletes after you, and you weren't just doing what you loved for yourself, you were changing the world for hundreds of people that you didn't even know. So friends, thank you for being part of this program. I just want to ask if you could raise a glass to us. 48 years, not 38 years.
small community. It sets you apart.
Like the number of laughs I've had with this group, the number of laughs I've had with guys that have graduated and moved on from our program, like those are all it's the characters, right?
I'm really lucky to have that support team around me, and we all are, and it's great to be able to push each other and support each other to higher heights.
It's a great feeling to get that championship, but I think it's just an even better feeling that we get it here at home, right here at the U of A.
10 years from now, I hope I'm still wearing the same sweater, sitting in the same bleachers, cheering whatever team is on the field in green and gold.
Abby Soy, go! She scores!
Want to know the recipe for a great time? Green, gold, and Sherlock Holmes. It's the place to be before, during, and after the game, and it's right on campus. We continue to be a proud sponsor of Golden Bears and Pandas Athletics. Everyone has a Sherlock story. What's yours?
University of Alberta Athletics would like to thank the Students' Union and its Legacy Fund dedicated to the Golden Bears and Pandas for the continued support of our program.
Signatovich to Harp. Carey. She's going to try for her 8th three-pointer of the game, and she hits it! The bench erupts. Good hustle from Trinity once again to keep it alive. Read and weave!
Wow, what a play from the Bears there.
Moves up in the rush with them. Here's Blue, drop back, Adam Hall, top scores! Adam Hall, step one over.
Deep to the man, wide open, touchdown! Golden Bears, Colby Herford, wide open. Wait a minute, get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a big step. Underground method, top-notch hoes, get the most, not the lizard. Straight to
Founded in 1932, the Block A Club was an honorary society of the University Athletics Board, created to recognize male student athletes. These athletes were awarded the iconic evergreen sweaters, each featuring a large gold A, in recognition of their leadership, sportsmanship, and outstanding contributions to intercollegiate sports. But it wasn't until 1989 that female varsity athletes received the same recognition. Therefore, in 2016, University of Alberta Athletics launched an initiative to honor Pandas alumni who played 3 or more seasons but never received a Block A sweater during their time of competition. This year, the final group of these athletes is finally being honored.
To paraphrase Martin Luther King, the arc of history is long, but it bends towards justice. After 35 years, we are the last group of female athletes to have finally be caught up and receive what we rightfully earned. The Block A is a symbol of camaraderie, excellence, and outstanding contributions to the University of Alberta. I didn't need a sweater to remember that, but wow, am I proud that I got one today.
The legacy of these athletes is about more than just breaking records. Their pioneering spirit and the bonds they formed have left a lasting impact, not just on the field, but in their lives and future generations.
We felt like we as a group could move together and do anything and be anything that we wanted to be. We felt no barriers when we were together, and I think it was a very important lesson that I've taken forward. Doesn't matter what anybody's telling you or saying to you, you can do whatever you want.
So for us to be able to give back to sport, I think a lot of us are here because it meant something then and it still means something now.
And I think then that I passed on some really good lessons to another generation of girls, because I coached girls, that then they'll carry on in their life and maybe take on later on and pass on to more girls. So I'd say that it creates a legacy that I think is something that we should all be really proud of.
For many of these women, being a panda means more than just competing in sports. It means belonging to a family bound by shared experiences, where the friendships formed decades ago still feel as strong today.
I can see Carrie, who I haven't seen in
Welcome back inside Clare Drake Arena in Edmonton, Alberta. Tyler Yaremchuk and Patrick Puff with you as we get set for third period action between the University of Alberta Golden Bears and the Trinity Western Spartans. It is Alberta for the second straight night coming into the third period with a 1-goal lead. They have a 2-1 edge, and they got it thanks to one marker in the second period, and a second period, Pat, that was honestly kind of weird. A couple of disallowed goals, but Alberta did get the one that counted. Ryan Duguay's first of the season, the Edmonton product, scoring in his first weekend as a Golden Bear. Dawson Davidson in the mix as well on that one. He's continued to be very impressive, I'll say, over the last three periods. The third period last night and the first two tonight, he's been just dominant.
Yeah, absolutely. And yesterday, the third period, we saw the Spartans with a big push, able to tie the game. Luckily for the Golden Bears, able to get the go-ahead goal with 1:12 left. But 2-1 is definitely not a safe lead here in this one for the Golden Bears. And we're going to see if they can keep the pedal down in this one, because we know those Spartans aren't going anywhere.
There you get a look at the celebration and the light show here at Clare Drake Arena. And here you'll get a look at just a tremendous stop by Drew Sim. He's looked very sharp, stopping 19 of 20. And again, we talked about this off the jump to be a broken record for a second, but you kind of look at Drew Sim's numbers everywhere else and you raise an eyebrow and go like, okay, he's, you know, been good, serviceable, never great. And then you talk to people around the Golden Bears and it's like, they love the guy. They're very, very high on what he can, what they think he can do. They think he has tremendous ceiling. They talked about, you know, they had like a 960 in the preseason. And you watch him tonight and you're like, yep, they saw something in him. And there is something different. And maybe some goalies aren't necessarily built for the Golden Bears system where you aren't going to face a lot of rubber. And when you do face it, it might be a 2-on-1 or a breakaway or things of that nature. He's looked like he fits in perfectly. I mean, he's been a little busy with 20 shots. It's looked great.
And not a ton he could do on that Swan goal.
No, here's a chance for Hall, and it just goes wide. Near scoring chance there. Alberta's come out of the gates good, but you're right. There's nothing he could do on that one goal as the puck goes out of play. Finished with 294 penalty minutes in that preseason game, by the way.
Couldn't break the 300 mark.
Close. Get another look at that one. Nice physical play there by Popovich. Play in front, and Hall just had it roll off his stick. Didn't get all of that kind of cross-body one-timer. It's an awkward shot. Here's Yaremchuk. He sees a lane, was trying to go upstairs. Didn't connect. Davidson now. Throws it on net. It got deflected. Boyko on the boards. Gets pushed up. Boyko. Thacker now. Walking off the wall. Toe drags it in. Michigan attempt.
He didn't miss by much.
Whoa. Alex Thacker behind the net. We've got a through the legs try by Hrabovetsky on one end. Now a Michigan attempt in the third period by Alex Thacker. Summer's gonna have to hold on to that. We need a replay.
It took me a second to figure out what was even going on until I realized what was happening. I mean, he had it up in the air, and I think he just hit the side of the net.
Yeah, the tough part is picking up the puck, and he did it well. Oh, my
I wonder
goodness.
if Sommer got the blade of his stick on that one.
I think it might hit the side of the net. Close.
Nonetheless, that could have been goal of the year.
I mean, again, we've seen some stuff this weekend.
I like the confidence. I like
offside. Yeah, I like the confidence too. Seen a penalty shot. It's been a wild one here to open up the season. That play in front turned aside by Sim, and Duguay sharply on the rebound. That's something we talked about Alberta not being great at in the first period, was getting those pucks kind of just out quickly. That's a good play right there by Duguay. Icing waved off. Ward to Duguay. One hand push by him, and A nice play by Ward to get it to Jolly, and here comes Pacheco now. Good hands by him as he throws one to the middle of the ice. It eventually finds Duguay. Duguay, quick shot and kicked off to the side by Summer. I would say through 1 week into play, he is once again the favorite to face the most shots in Canada West. He has been busy. He's been good, just busy. Sexsmith, blind backhand pass in his own end, doesn't find his partner. Luckily, Trinity Western wasn't applying a great deal of pressure. And then his pass misses Tapia Ruiz. They're going to wave off icing, so Summer will play it. Summer almost turns it over as well. The smooth ice is giving both of these teams some fits as a pass goes into the skates of Tapia Ruiz and it's turned over. Swan, long shot, gloved by Sim, and he'll hold on. Faceoff will stay in Alberta's end. James Swan with the lone marker for the Spartans, an unassisted goal, his first of the season, and this his first weekend of Canada West regular season action. Adam Hall, Ryan Duguay with the markers for Alberta. Laventure, Davidson, and Jaden Jolly picked up a second assist on the second goal, so he's got his first point as a Golden Bear.
Yeah, yesterday the Rupp, Tash, and Thacker show. Today, as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, that Duguay, Jolly, and Pacheco line is playing absolutely incredible.
Hall knocked down. Eventually got the puck back. Hall tries to chip it past Ruck. He eventually slams on the brakes. Rims it down low. Laventure will skate onto it. Laventure. Toe drag, lost it. Popovich, quick shot, and that went over top of the net. Alberta's been trying to get it up high. Yeah. Here's Yakimchuk knocking it over. Popovich to catch. This might turn into a 2-on-1. Look at Davidson cruising up the ice to catch with a shot. Man, he can rip the puck. Holy, that shot is just a blur. I'm sure Ian Herbers would say he'd like it on target, but nonetheless, that guy's probably going to score a few this year with a shot like that. Here's Laventure to Gustafson. Back to Laventure. Pump fake, cuts to the middle, shoots, and he was trying to go just over the pad on the left side of the net there. A look for Ward. He's in all alone. Look at the hands. Mason Ward, what a goal! 3-1 Alberta.
Ward with some incredible patience on that one, especially for a defenseman. What hands. I was just thinking a second before that, Laventure in the same position fired the puck when he had a little more time. Ward, he must have recognized that. He gets that puck in the slot. Look, takes the time, fake out on Summer, and he's got nothing but net. You can't miss that one. And a little wave to the student section there. Golden Bears are up 3-1. What a play.
Good zone pressure there by Alberta results in a big goal as they have a 3-1 cushion. Something that eluded them was that insurance goal last night. It's a big one now for them. Had 3 goals last season. That's his first on the year here in 2025-26. Here's a chance. Ripped wide of the net. Around to Leach. Takes a shot. Just trying to bank it off the end boards. Gustafson will flip one down the ice. Landmanis will skate onto it. Good draw weight there by Gustafson. Alberta had to be quick on the change. Here's Sheeron trying to shove one to the middle, but Ty Thornton in his first game makes a nice play coming back to break that up. Thacker to Duguay. Duguay is getting the boots going here through the neutral zone. Works his way in around a couple of Spartans. Gets it on his forehand. Cuts to the middle, and that rebound was kicked out perfectly for Pacheco. He just shot the wrong way, and that's the second time tonight we've said that. If he's a left-handed shot, he might have 2 goals in this hockey game. Here comes the Spartans. Quick shot kicked away by Sim. Rebound goes hard off into the sideboards. Simchuk lost that one. Sexsmith over to Pacheco. Pacheco drives in wide, puck on his forehand, and Summer will kick the net off as he shrugs that puck away. We'll get a stoppage.
Now, Summer was having issues with the net earlier in the game, but it was on this side.
Yeah.
Now, same post, just on the other end of the ice. He likes to kick off those posts, it would seem. But that Duguay, Jolly, Pacheco line's got a little bit of everything. Jolly not afraid to throw his hands. Pacheco, Duguay both have speed. Duguay's hands you saw there. I mean, this line's going to be interesting to see what Ian Herbers does when you mentioned that, I mean, inevitable extra line, you call it, of injuries comes back.
Hand up, power play coming for Alberta. That'll get blown dead. Tripping is the call. We've seen a bunch of tripping penalties today. Alberta heading back to the power play. Already with a 3-1 lead. Looking for more.
Yeah, the third power play of the game for the Golden Bears. And nothing as far as special teams so far in this one. The Spartans 0-4, Alberta 0-2 so far. We'll see if we can change that here. Golden Bears, as you mentioned, looking to improve on their power play from last season. Not off to a great start so far. Great time for the power minute, though.
I'm like blown away. Pat, this is our best chance to ever see one.
This is it.
Boyko in the corner. Flutters one across. A shot. What a save. Leon Summers says no chicken for you.
Public enemy number one in this building.
We were so close.
It was right there. Great play by the Golden Bears. And
that was an awesome kind of seam pass from Boyko across. And
fancy one by Sommer. Wow.
That's flashing the leather that is like totally justified. His momentum was pulling him across. His gloves kind of back behind his body, and he snared that thing. Thacker now from the bottom of the zone up to the top. Sexsmith through traffic, hits a body in front, goes wide. Landmanis turns it over to Thacker. Thacker rips one over to Boyko. Boyko steps into the circle, stops to survey, flings it back to Sexsmith. Another long wrist shot by Sexsmith. Thacker a little frustrated there. I think he maybe wanted that pass back from Sexsmith instead of the long wrister, which is good if you have a lot of traffic. It's just, it's not working.
And that's the kind of thing that you work on as a team as the season goes on. You know, you talk on the bus or in the locker room, and those things will get worked out.
Thacker still shaking his head on the Golden Bears bench. Face-off won and sent down by the Spartans. Halfway through the Golden Bears power play here as Davidson curls out in front of his own net. Leaves it for Mason Ward. He's got the third goal of this game. His pass, though, missed everybody and went out of the zone. Laventure spins it back. Here's Hall. Hall bumped off the puck, and they're going to blow that for offside. Chicken Dreams looking dead, Pat. 6 seconds left, and it's a neutral zone draw. This was our day.
Well, Sommer acting like the chicken's coming out of his paycheck.
Popowich on the neutral zone draw gets promptly booted. Pulled in. Here's Laventure. Tries to drop his shoulder past a man, gets knocked down, swings it with one hand. At least tried to swing it back to the point. Puck hit a linesman on a clearing attempt too. All sorts of things happening here with the puck. Ward, 30 seconds to go on the power play. Popowich receives that neatly through his legs. Flips it to Hall. Hall with speed. Shot goes right into the crest of Sommer, who jumps on the rebound and covers up.
Bit of a scrambly power play so far for the Golden Bears. I mean, they've got a couple opportunities, but they've had some missteps in the neutral zone. This is probably their second best chance, Adam Hall, but Sommer stays strong down low as usual.
Face off, one back by Alberta. 20 seconds to go on the power play. Davidson across. Laventure tried to seam one into the blue paint, didn't connect. Here's Hall to Laventure. Under 10 to go on the power play. Hall down low. A whack at it from Popowich, and Sommer jumps on that one. 3 seconds remaining in the power play. We'll get another whistle.
Some good pressure by the Golden Bears. Great job having a couple bodies in front of the net. I don't mind this. Get it in deep.
Good job by Popovich to get a stick on that too.
Hull looked like he kind of wanted to do the between the legs move there himself, but couldn't quite get a handle on it.
Landmanis, clearing attempt hit Duguay. We're back to 5-on-5 here as Simchuk gets into the play. Golden Bear was knocked down. It was Duguay who maybe wanted a penalty. Are they calling that puck over glass?
They're discussing it. Golden Bear.
They are. Landmanis is going to sit just as Alberta's power play came to a close. They're going to go right back to the man advantage. Landmanis shot it over the glass. It's delay a game.
There's a big opportunity for the Golden Bears to add another insurance goal. Could be a dagger for the Spartans.
Yeah, especially with the time left on the clock. 12:27 to go. You go from 3-1 to 4-1. I mean, it starts to look pretty grim for the visitors. Trinity Western struggled in this scenario last season. In the back half of road doubleheaders, the Spartans were 0-6 with a -24 goal differential. So here's a shot from Thacker, deflection in front, and the rebound to catch was on that one.
A big
Thacker. Pass to the middle of the ice, got broken up. But anyways, the fact they've been in this game and competitive and have had some chances to tie the game with the power play, like they've looked a lot better than, I mean, especially when we saw them at the tail end of last season. Alberta, when they're in situations trying to close out a sweep on home ice, last year they were 4-1. Lone loss coming to Saskatchewan, who they won't see quite as much this year being in a different conference. Top of the zone, minute 20 to go on the power play. Sexsmith over to Thacker. Thacker drags, shoots. Summer got a piece of it with the glove, and Whitaker is going to sit. Delay a game, I think, is the call here. I think he's saying it's somewhere in his equipment, which would actually be a pretty fair argument for why he shouldn't sit.
It did look...
No, I think it was just in his glove.
Yeah, it did look like he had it. I mean, maybe we'll get another look at it here.
The drag, here's the shot. I mean, you gotta, I think the issue here, are they keeping it a penalty? Yeah, they are. I think my issue with it, watching the replay, would be he didn't make an attempt to be like, oh, I got to get it out of like my pants or my glove. Like, he just covered it and then basically sat down like he's recovering a fumble.
Yeah.
You need to make an effort to like get it out and make a play.
Even if he had given his glove a couple shakes,
yeah,
false or not, probably could have got away with it.
Or throw your hands up in the air if it's stuck in your pants. Like, just covering it and falling is not the best strategy. Either way, Alberta's getting a glorious opportunity here to get their first power play goal of the season. 5-on-3 for 1:09. Davidson with a shot. Low. Summer goes out to play it. I love this guy. Even though he cost the whole crowd chicken. Ward, across, back, Davidson, wrist shot blocked in front, not out. Ward again, drops it to Davidson. Davidson, Laventure has Popovich in front on his backhand. Looks, tried to find Hall, who had snuck his way to the back door. Hall now, Ward, walks himself down below the circle. The big body of Mason Ward to Laventure. Davidson, one-timer wide of the net. Not a lot on that shot. And now Ward will turn it over and it's ice. That's a big, big clear for Trinity Western. 20 seconds to go in the 5-on-3 portion of this power play. Couple of moments there. Alberta maybe wants back. Here's Laventure. Tries to go 5-hole. They jam away at the rebound, and that puck will ever so slowly spin out to the neutral zone. 6 seconds to go in the first minor. Richard Landmanis, the first of the two delay of game penalties. He's back on the ice. 40 seconds to go now in what will be a 5-on-4 power play. Thacker hits the zone. Puck on his forehand. Trinity Western wanted an interference penalty or something. Sexsmith has to be careful now. He's got a couple of players on him. Chiron dumps it in. Sim doesn't want a stoppage. 20 seconds to go on the power play as we've hit the halfway point here of this third period. Drop back, here's Thacker. Not a ton of speed for Thacker, but he still finds a way to work himself into the offensive zone. Boyko Backhand, top of the zone, works his way around one guy, spins and curls. Now finds Duguay, back to Thacker. He was looking for Boyko in front, and then Summer will cover it up, and you heard the beaver taps down at the other end. Another successful penalty kill by Trinity Western as we get some pushing and shoving here.
That's another massive kill by the Spartans, and the Golden Bears still struggling to get anything going on the power play. They got to be disappointed with that one, but I mean, for the Spartans, just a great job keeping the pucks to the outside, and
not a lot of great looks.
Not really, especially for a 5-on-3. If the Spartans can tuck one in here, that's going to be a pivotal moment in this game.
That one knocked down the ice. Gustafson will skate onto it with a couple of Spartans on him. He'll wisely just rim it around. Nice read by Ruck to step up onto that one. Alberta's able to work it out though. Jolly has it taken away by Lamoureux. Gustafson now steps onto a loose puck in the neutral zone, but puts it right on the tape of Ruck. Knocked in by Swan. Sim had to be careful, just one hand on his stick, put it away. Gustafson just didn't really skate onto it, and now again here, Alberta in a little bit of a panic mode in their own zone. Jolly, Duguay, softly down the ice. Pacheco's gonna skate onto it, icing waved off. Summer now with one hand on his stick. Knocks it up the ice. That was too many men on Alberta.
Duguay feeling the effects of that hit. He's kneeled over on the bench right now.
Whitaker. Knocked into the zone. Here's Hrabovetsky. Good play there by Tapia Ruiz. Here's McGregor now skating onto it. Can't force that one in deep. Davidson calmly back into his own end. Finds Ruptash. Tapia Ruiz now hits the zone, almost skates into McGregor, and then takes a shot that, man, Summer handcuffed him. It was up in the air, and then he whacked it out of into the corner. Yakimchuk, one hand on his stick. Tried to knock it down. 7:45 to go here in the game. Hrabovetsky. Davidson, nice backhand play there by Davidson. Like eyes in the back of his head to make that play. Ruptash takes a shot. Knocked off to the side, the 41st save of the evening for one Leon Summer, who's pulling double duty starting his second game of the weekend. Laventure had to stop up a little bit, then goes inside out on Leach, stops one more time, tries to drag it around him. Hall ends up picking it up. Summer knocks the net off.
That's a couple times he's done that. He leaned right into it. I'm sure we'll get another look at it. But
he's a big body, right?
Yeah.
And if those pegs aren't all the way down, or if they haven't maybe iced up a little bit down in their slot, this will happen.
The ref's over there talking to him.
I think Alberta's maybe wondering why there's no delay of game on that. It typically takes 2 warnings for refs to, and they have to have a sense that it's intentional too. I don't think that was from Summer. It's not like it's happened 5 times today and it's like, okay, that's ridiculous. Or sometimes if a team's hemmed in and there's a big cycle, that's when you'll really see the goalie slide into a post, try to give his team a bit of a break. That one there, I mean,
it did look like he was just pushing up to cover that top corner.
Yeah.
Guys are so skilled nowadays, they can roof him from in tight there.
Or try Michigan.
Yeah, well, that's just it.
Hall to the goal line. Hall seams it to Thornton. Thornton in his first game whiffs on a puck. Bessie sliding across to block that. Down the ice and to the stick of Jonathan Cron. Him and Sexsmith will engage. Good play by Sexsmith there to angle him off the puck. Hall up to Thacker. Thacker will hit the blue line and get it across to Boyko, who scores. Noah Boyko fires a wrister. It's 4-1 Alberta.
Boyko's first goal of the season, first point of this campaign. Look at Thacker, heads up the whole way, nice pass, stretch across to Boyko, fires that one under the blocker of Leon Sommer. It's a bit of a dagger for the Spartans, who played really good in this game, but another point for Thacker as well.
First of the year for Noah Boyko. Thacker picks up another point, so a solid opening weekend for him. Gustafson's shot hits Thacker in the knee. Alberta now just cycling it around to catch with a hard wrister again. Trinity Western working it in. That shot, nice save by Sim, but kicked to a dangerous area. Now Ward's got to be careful with it. Spartans want to get a partial change in here. Thacker, oh, nice play there by Duguay to knock it down, and now Boyko's got it. He's going to take another shot, and that's a heavy wrister by Noah Boyko. Boyko, product of Fort Saskatchewan. This is his third season with the Golden Bears. Last year, an injury-riddled year, only played 7 games, had 4 points. The year before that, 19 points in 28 games. So a fully healthy and available Noah Boyko. That'll be icing. Fully healthy Noah Boyko will help. I mean, this is an Alberta team who's going to need some different players to kind of step up. I've been talking a little bit about the change in the NCAA eligibility. And I mean, that took a lot of talent out of the U Sports level. There's kind of no other way to put it. You look at how many teams were affected in total in Canada West. 4 teams lost players because of the NCAA eligibility change. Over in the AUS conference, another 4 teams. In OUA, another handful of teams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams lost players in that conference. But it's interesting when you look at the numbers. No team was affected more than Alberta, which makes sense. They're traditionally one of the better recruiters. They get a lot of the best players. So when NCAA teams come a call in, they're looking for the top guys. So in Canada West, there was a total of 13 players who went to the NCAA. 7 of those 13 were Golden Bears. 3 were from Calgary, 2 were from UBC. Saskatchewan actually had 3 go down to colleges. 2 of them returned and said, you know what, not for me. I'm coming back to U Sports. And they're back in the Huskies lineup. But Alberta losing 7, and it's, again, a notable 7. Like, you can go through Aiden Delagore-Jean-Dier, one of their best players, as a blue liner, one of their best players the last couple of seasons. And then you go through the rookie standouts from last season, Highland, Lajoie, Sean Chagall, Ty Nash, who's in Arizona State, which makes sense. His dad played hockey for the Arizona Coyotes for a number of years. But they lost 5 guys from that unbelievable rookie class of last year. They lost their best defenseman in Delagore-Jean-Dier. They lost Connor McLennan, one of their best goal scorers, and it's easy to kind of see how the Golden Bears are going to need some names. Hall brothers. I mean, we can talk about a healthy Boyko, Thacker. Like, these guys are going to need to step up to kind of carry the load. They lost a lot of talent.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing a little of those effects in this game and yesterday as well, with this one being so tight. Is that it's a little, you know, I don't want to say more even, I guess, but these games are going to be a little tighter, especially until these teams figure out kind of how to react to this change.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think it's going to tighten up the conference a lot. It'll bridge kind of the gap from the top to the bottom, which, I mean, from a Golden Bears perspective, not great when you're one of the best recruiting teams, but for the sake of Canada West, could create, I mean, some closer games, some closer weekends. I mean, this one here, like, I know Alberta's up 4-1 now. This was 2-1 going into the 3rd period. Yesterday, the game was tied until the final 90 seconds, minute 12 left to be exact, when Thacker finally scored the winner. Like, I don't think you really saw that a lot last year as Hall works his way in with Laventure. That shot denied by Summer. We're getting close to 50 shots on goal tonight, which is maybe the counterpoint to what I was saying. Alberta's really turned on the Jets here in the final frame, but still Trinity Western for 5 periods this weekend fought real hard.
Yeah, I think they can leave here completely happy with the way they played. As you mentioned, a tight game yesterday up until a minute left. And even today, I thought they were the best team for a lot of this game. But
one-timer Laventure hammered off the glass and out of play. What a weird angle that kind of took.
It's not showing on the scoreboard, but definitely.
That's another guy. Laventure falls into that category, someone who's got the offense in him to get this team some timely goals.
Yeah, and he had a bit of a limited role last year, but it's just one of those cases, as we mentioned yesterday, with all the talent on the team that they had. It's no knock to Laventure, and he's showing that this year that he's got the potential for sure, and he's got the skill, but just didn't see a lot of ice time last year, and he's taken advantage of it so far already in these 2 games.
Some guys just got to get comfortable, like a Tkach who's got the puck now. They're offside. 2:14 to go.
That was close.
Awesome sports weekend on tap. I mean, NHL hasn't started their regular season, but got some great hockey here. MLB playoffs, talked about that earlier on. NFL slate tomorrow. It's that time of year. October's the best.
Yeah, October is definitely one of the best sports months. Oh, heads up.
That one goes into the Trinity Western bench. If you missed the out-of-town scoreboard update earlier, Calgary, the only team. Oh, Summers going off the ice here. Very gingerly, I may add. That's not good. Is it equipment? Backup goalie Raphael Audette. I don't know if he's going for his gear. No, I think it's a strap thing for Summer. He was maybe skating off gingerly because he didn't want to fall with his strap loose. Yeah. Another delay here at Clare Drake Arena. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Calgary, the only team to sweep their weekend series with the asterisk of so far. Alberta, very close to doing that here. But UBC and McEwen, they split. UBC with a 6-0 win today to salvage that home series. Mount Royal, Saskatchewan, they split 6-2 for Mount Royal as they went on the road and got a win in Saskatchewan. Some notable performances from around Canada West. Jake Poole and Max Stewart. I mean, Calgary has a lot. I mean, they scored a ton. Like, what did you say? It was 15 goals in the 2 games?
16, yeah.
16. Jake Poole has 6 points. Nathan Sullivan, rookie for UBC, scored 3 goals in 2 games this weekend. That's a great start to his career. Vince Scott with McEwen had 3 points. Golden Bears have 1 player leading a stat category. Adam Hall, 11 shots through 2 games. He's got the 2 goals, but he's been ripping the puck. $11 shots, so he's averaging 5.5 a game. You compare it to, I mean, that's not going to be totally sustainable. That number will fall a little bit, but last season he was averaging under 2. So, again, maybe a bit more of a willingness to fire that pill. You talked about how last year was even a bit of a down year for him. You kind of see it in the shot numbers. Last season, averaging under 2 shots per game. Season before that, he was north of 2. Year before that, almost 3. Actually, yeah, right around 3. There's the correlation there. When he's shooting the puck, he's got the confidence. Things start to kind of go his way a little bit, and I think we're seeing that on opening weekend for him.
And I think part of that is just because Justin's not here. I think a lot of the time he is that playmaker, the driver in the line, and
defers a little bit, yeah.
Justin's the finisher. So I think in this game where you don't have that option, he's not afraid to shoot the puck, and it's rewarded him.
So if you're Ian Herbers, then even when he's back, do you kind of sit there and go, oh, we should split him up? There's a chance in front. They score! Pacheco on the doorstep. 1 more for good measure. It's 5-1. The weekend of firsts continue. Marcus Pacheco, first as a Golden Bear. Whole bunch of rookies getting to keep pucks.
And a great job of him, just right place, right time, stand in front of the net, wait for your opportunity, and we'll see it here. Good save by Sommer, and it just lands right on his stick. Makes no mistake burying that one. Speaking of football, hey? Pacheco, I'm sure, no relation.
Yes, to Kansas City running back Isaiah Pacheco. You never say never, but I doubt they're related. Now you got me trying to think of another. Too late in the game for that. Too late in the night for that. It's almost 9:30. They're making us work late this evening. '50th shot on goal finds the back of the net for the Golden Bears. 5 goals on 50 shots. I mean, Leon Summer. He's got a .900 save percentage, and he gave up 5 goals.
He's working OT himself.
Yeah. Sexsmith drops it back to Ty Thornton. He's been all right. Not overly noticeable, but for a defenseman, that's a compliment on most nights.
Sometimes that's all you can ask for.
Pacheco cuts to the middle, cuts to the outside, sends one in front, and dangerously close to the first of the year for Bruce McGregor, who just couldn't get it to trickle in. 30 seconds to go. Alberta looking to get that 6th one. Goes up and out of play.
Metastasio has some words for Pacheco. That always seems to happen. Second of back-to-backs, 2 teams. You know, you have 5 or 6 battles with a guy in the corner, and temperatures are going to rise a little bit. Nothing crazy has happened so far. Especially when, with a 4-goal lead, that'll happen. Frustrations rise.
Face-off push forward. Pacheco, McGregor in front, and he couldn't finish it off. Gustafson can't quite hold it in. Here comes Paulson. Paulson with a wrister, held onto by Sim. Quick one, will this be our last whistle?
No.
Oh, Pat. 12.4 to go. Oh, that's kind of mean. They've taken step forwards as a program. The student section here at Clare Drake Arena, I'll say it in a very endearing way. They can be ruthless. It's a tough building to play into. We talked about the attendance earlier. Like, games are well attended. Crowd is into it. And that's not the only sign. And this weekend, this Clare Drake crowd got to see a couple of wins. As the horn goes, Drew Sim will get the hugs from his teammates. It's his first win as a Golden Bear. And I mean, go down the line. Dylan Ruptash, Marcus Pacheco, Alonzo Tapia Ruiz, Ryan Duguay. Whole bunch of players getting firsts this weekend.
Yeah, I think a lot for the Golden Bears to look forward to for this season. As you mentioned, a couple big changes, but some names stepping up this weekend, and definitely a lot of promise. Some cobwebs, but that's going to happen. It's the first weekend. There's lots of season left.
Golden Bears will come to center ice, salute the crowd, and then they will knock down what I will say is a rather uninspiring beer tower. As the beer tower expert around these parts, I feel like I'm qualified to say that.
We don't often see the can version beside it, though. Sexsmith.
And Joel Sexsmith loves being the guy to do it.
He gets the nod.
There you go. The beer tower falls as the Golden Bears start their season with a perfect 2-0 weekend sweep of the Trinity Western Spartans. For Pat Puff, our entire broadcast crew up here high at Clare Drake, I'm Tyler Yaremchuk saying good night.